Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Live with Liz. Not quite set up this morning, but I'm making my way there. And if memory serves me today, we are talking about legal trend analysis and market research. And wow, this is such a mystifying subject for so many. And it can be so tedious to even think about it, why we do it, how we do it, what good is it? And is it worth all the pain and effort that we put into figuring out what these legal marketing trends are, what this trend analysis can do to help us? Well, yes, these insights that we can find from all over the industries that we serve and for the business of law rather itself, can be incredibly useful when it comes to planning and strategizing almost every aspect of running the law firm, from the legal services that you offer to how you offer them, to what the competitive landscape looks like, and how to stay current and on top of what is most pressing with everything that you do. And there are so many resources out there. So today, what I'm going to focus on is sharing some of those resources with you to make it a little bit easier to know where to start when it comes to conducting legal trend analysis and the market research that matters for law firms. Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Rachel. I can see your comments, but I feel like I'm not seeing comments from every channel out there. So if I'm missing your comments, I'm sorry, everyone. But if you have questions, you can always send them to solutions@firmforward.com or reach out to us in any number of ways, and we will do our best to be in touch and answer any questions you might have. So just to get right into it, some of our favorite resources when it comes to conducting market research and legal trend analysis. I'm going to start with one of my favorites. I think it's just gold. It's called the Clio Legal Trends Report. And they put this out every year. It's free, so you don't have to invest a lot of money. And this is not where you have to do a lot of market research yourself. They have insights that apply across the board in the legal industry. And we can also post links. I think my team can help with some links in the comments in the different channels. So if you're looking for these after Live with Liz today, hopefully we'll be able to point you in the right direction. But the Clio Legal Trends Report, if you don't know, Clio is a practice management solution. It's legal technology that helps run a practice, that helps automate some things. Hey, Ahu, good morning. And oh, hi, Brian. Hi, Mariana. Oh, we have quite the crowd here today. It's so nice to have everybody. So with Clio being a practice management tool, and one of the interesting things about them is their API and the integrations that they offer with all sorts of other tools to really help you automate. It's absolutely helpful that they put out this report every year, and they're uniquely positioned to be able to do it because they have so many different pieces of data that they can put together in a way that other companies really can't do. They have a lot of insights that they're willing to share with the consuming legal industry public, legal industry itself. And so the Clio Legal Trends Report is a great place to start every year. And this is something that will give you basic insights across the board. So you often hear us talking about intellectual property specifically, or B2B law firms, but any law firm or any even companies offering legal services can find value in this kind of a report, and it's a great place to start. So we'll go ahead and get that link ready for everyone shortly. But another place where they gather this research for you that you can utilize to help understand what's happening in the legal market, where you don't have to do that research necessarily yourself. There's a huge company here in the United States. It's called ALM Media Properties. And I think at some point this was called American Legal Media. And they have an arm called ALM Intelligence. And ALM Intelligence produces reports not just in legal, but also in finance and a few other sectors. But their legal reports are robust, well-researched, just fascinating, that they put information together in a way that if you were doing it on your own might just be impossible, because they're doing all sorts of surveying. They have access to all different kinds of law firms offering services. And if you are in the IP space, they do have IP specific data and information that can help you understand things like consolidation of law firms, different publicly available legal insights that come from litigation resources, that come from the court system, that come from all sorts of resources that if you were to try and compile this information and understand it yourself, because they also provide analysis behind it, and that analysis may be the most valuable part of what they offer, it would be daunting and mystifying to try and do that yourself, but you don't have to, because they've really put it together for us. The only issue that might make this particular resource a little more challenging than some of the others is that the data that they compile and the reports that they have available do live behind a firewall, and they do have an investment, a commercial investment. These commercial investments can be worth it to your firm, especially if your firm is a corporate firm providing business legal services and has corporate clients. If you are serving a particular industry or have high tech or really just international legal needs, this is something that may be of value for you to invest in when you're thinking about the strategies and planning that you're going to do, not just in business development, but also in your legal services and operations and your legal technology investments, all of these things. One of the things that they do, though, is not make this publicly available. So if you want some of their information and data, you're going to have to fill out the form and talk to their very savvy salespeople who will likely sell you this information and explain why it's so worthwhile to you. Now, there are other types of legal trend reports and surveys out there from the different organizations that you might be a part of that can also provide valuable insights when it comes to planning and strategizing for all of the different things that you have to plan and strategize for every year. So if you are a member of an organization, like a professional organization in the intellectual property space, we have so many of them, but for example, AIPLA, which is the National IP Law Association here in the United States, it's a bar association. They do some surveying that provides market insights, and you can utilize that yourself to conduct your own trend analysis and understand things like one of their surveys has to do with salaries and diversity, and you can go ahead and look through there and see what percentage of the market is comprised of female attorneys or people of color, or how much people are making or earning in a particular area, whether they're a corporate attorney or whether it's law firm. And you can see what different firms are investing in when it comes to people. And that kind of information can really help determine really where the needs are of different people when you think about it. So when you start to think about the trend analysis, if you have some bits and pieces of data, and it might just seem on its face to be clear, okay, there's a certain percentage doing this, think about what that means on a broader scale. So if you see these large investments in a certain area, make that extension and figure out why that might be. Are people investing in a certain type of attorney on a corporate level? And you're saying, oh, wait a second, these people are investing a lot more in IP attorneys in this sector of our economy. There might be a greater need there. So that's what we're talking about when we're identifying these legal trends and market analysis. So even if you don't have the fully analyzed data from one of these big resources like the ALM Intelligence arm provides, you can still get certain pieces of information very specific to your practice area, maybe from places that you are already a member of and already invest in. So they might be not necessarily free, but they might be available to you because you're a member of one of these associations. In fact, CTC Legal Media, which you probably have heard me talk about it before if you follow Live with Liz, but this is the media company that publishes the Trademark Lawyer magazine, the Patent Lawyer magazine. They have a Life Sciences edition. They are currently working with Fellows and Associates. Fellows and Associates is a recruiting firm in the IP space, and they are doing the 10th annual survey on salaries. And if you haven't participated, you can actually go take that survey. And oftentimes when you participate in some of these surveys and you think, oh, they're just a waste of time, why am I even bothering to participate? Well, one of the benefits is that they'll send you the survey when they're done. And I don't know for sure that that's what CTC and Fellows is going to do, maybe. But I do know that AIPLA does that. So if you participate in some of these surveys and provide certain data to these companies, then sometimes you can get that back and utilize that for your own planning and your own needs. Now, there's another tool out there that I have been playing with a lot lately that I think is a lot of fun, and that can also help you when it comes to business development. And I like this one specifically for business development, specifically for social media, actually. It's www.answerthepublic.com. And maybe you're familiar with this, maybe you've seen it, but you haven't really utilized it. This is a tool, it's a website that you can go to, and you can put in keywords related to your industry, and it's going to give you all of the information about what people are searching for on Google. So if you're trying to conduct your own research and you have no idea where to start, this might be a good option when it comes to trying to figure out what's trending with a specific legal services that you provide. With a specific legal service, or with a specific sector of your economy or your area, or what people are looking for who need your services. So identifying what those keywords are that you might use for social media, which you can also utilize to build content around and to really plan the spaces you'll be in, like even things like conference attendance or publications for the year that you want to produce related to the legal services you're providing. You can go in and see what kind of questions people are asking, and they will give you a lot of information related to that kind of research that, you know, it just seems like something, again, mystifying. Where would you find this information? Well, you'll find that information on answerthepublic.com. At least that's one resource. Now, unsurprisingly, there are also research companies out there that you can contact that have put together a lot of information for law firms that can be useful. So I have recently made use of some data available in Latin America. So you can find this information in all sorts of formats, languages, and really applying to absolutely anything. But there's a hub of data, the Central American Data Hub, and this one's in Spanish, and it provides information on all sorts of economic issues, but there is also information that's relevant to legal services. So if you're looking for resources, I hope that you'll find these that we've listed helpful, starting with that Clio Legal Trends report and going on to some of the bigger outlets out there. There is one other one that that I have also found completely intriguing and helpful, but also has a cost associated with it, worth it. Statista, and if you haven't heard of that, it's worth looking it up. Statista provides information on absolutely anything. And if they don't have something that you're looking for and you want them to look for it and you're invested in them, they will do the research for you. And I know there are a lot of research companies out there, but the ease of use of this particular platform and the information that they provide has been so interesting and valuable that that I felt it worth mentioning here. And hopefully these resources will help you identify some information and understand the background, what it takes to do some market research, and then make that extension to the legal trend analysis itself. So being able to, one, have the data, two, understand it, three, create some analysis around it that matters for your firm and where your firm is going. This is all very important when it comes to running a law firm and making decisions about where you invest money and about what you're going to do to enhance the legal services that you provide to your clients. If you need help doing any of that, Firm Forward is always happy to help with this kind of thing. We love this kind of work, and if it seems daunting to you, or you just don't want to handle it, or you just want to ask us a question now and then, please feel free to reach out. solutions@firmforward.com. Follow us everywhere on social @firmforward, and we look forward to seeing you next week on Live with Liz. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Take care. Oops, I'm still here.